Good morning, friends. I am very happy to come and interact with you for this RAIF talks, which is innovation towards innovation. Let me start with one famous quote. Your belief becomes your thoughts. Your thoughts becomes your words. Your words becomes your action. Your action becomes your habit. Your habit brings the value, and the value determines your destiny. This is a famous quote from Gandhiji. I am thinking, can we ask our robotics people to convert this into action as a robot? Is it possible? Your belief becomes your destiny. Ultimately, your belief becomes your thoughts, and thoughts into action. And is it possible? Is it possible? Can you say? We will interact. Possible. That means we are very hopeful that it can be possible. It is implementable, it can become a reality. See, yes, it is truly possible. One of the IEEE Vice Chairperson, his name is Bin He. He has implemented thoughts into action. He has worked for more than a decade, and he has controlled the cursor by his thought. The cursor movement of a computer by his thought. How he achieved? He has created a cap with electrodes, sensors into that, and taken the EEG signals and transmitted the EEG signals into waves and used the signal processing algorithms to extract the control signals and then try to control the cursor. It is done. So what Mahatma Gandhi envisioned has been implemented by the robotics people. Correct? When that is possible, using that technology, he has controlled their drones and its movements and its rotations and the directions with wearing a simple cap. So thoughts can be translated into action, and that can decide your destiny. Correct? So when that is possible, what are the challenges before us today? We heard about the Mughaliwakam incident, right? The building collapsed and the rescue operation went on. 61 people died, 27 people rescued. More than the building collapse, people who have died because of building collapse, people who have died during the rescue operation itself. Can we create a robot which can go and clear all the debris without any damage by a single command? Is it possible? Can we say, okay, you drive a car without making any accidents in Indian roads? USA, when we went to Dr. Kalam and myself went to CMU, Carnegie University, they have given a demonstration of a car, a remotely piloted car, which can just cross all the signals and able to go and start, and miles it can just travel and come back without any problem. And Google, as he said, my earlier speaker said, Google has come out with a car which can drive without a person. And we have many unmanned systems which is coming up. If you look at DRDO, has succeeded in realizing many robotic systems. Versatile remote operated vehicle docks is used for identification and handling of improvised and explosive device. The same also can be used to survey and monitor nuclear and chemical contamination level. Unmanned airborne vehicle Vibhanga Netra has been developed for monitoring snow cover in the avalanche sites. Multi-mission unmanned aerial vehicle Nisant is used for reconnaissance and surveillance and target tracking with day and night capability. Our MIT, Anna University MIT students and professors from the aerospace department have done a remarkable, wonderful robotic system called a UAV, the AXA, which has won DARPA award, which has been implemented even for this Mughaliwakam incident. Ultimately, what the National Disaster Management Agency's thermal camera has not worked, and the students designed, the thermal camera designed by our MIT students in Anna University have been used to detect 7 live persons. And they are able to rescue them. And because we do not have the capability in the rescue operations, out of 7 people, 3 died after they located live. So, the innovation, the engineering, the technology and the innovation should help addressing the challenges of our nation. We have found many cars are driving on its own, unmanned aerial vehicles are there, many healthcare system robots have come in to do the microsurgery or remotely operated surgery in the healthcare domain. In the robotics, the humanoids have come. But ultimately, if you look at our Indian environment, what are the challenges that we have today? And today, if you look at it, the challenges that we have in agriculture, water, energy and infrastructure, can we come out with a system which can do all the regular and routine operation on its own? Can we design a system of what? You can say, okay, I have 10 acre of land. Now I had that Narega scheme. Even if you pay 100 rupees, only 2 hours they are working. But if you pay properly to the robot, it can weed out all the 1 acre of land within 1 hour time. Can we design such a system to weed removal? Can we design such a system for automatic sprinklers whenever there is a dryness in the crop? We have innovated a system of rice intensification which need only minimum water, which need a airline crack, which has to be properly laser leveled, but we do not have a laser leveler. We do not manufacture laser leveler here. Can the technology help in weeding out operation, in plugging out, in harvesting, in post harvesting? Can we design such a system which can be useful to our farmers? When by 2050, 9 billion people are going to need food. India and China is the 2 countries, only 2 countries are going to become the feeder for these 9 billion people. Do we have a technology, do we have a system which can help and become a hub, or to at least to compete with China, to say that we can have at least 50% of the market by 2050. Can we get it? Can we design such a system in the absence of our skilled workers? We find all the farmers' sons are becoming engineers, right? Because that is their nature. But whether those engineers can devise a system to help the farmers. If you look at the energy sector, in the energy sector, today our major chunk of foreign exchange goes because of oil and gas. With that oil and gas, we are spending much, can we come out with a system? And the policy of using ethanol is there, but it is not implemented. But if it is implemented by 10% to gradually to 50% to at least achieve by 100% by the coming decade, can we design a system for automobiles, our automobiles, to simply adopt without any doing modification? Can we come out with such innovation? If you ask Toyota and other companies, Ford and other companies, they will say, okay, we will design a new system and we will give it to you. Where do we send all these old cars? Can we design a system which will simply fit as a retrofit, which can completely use for ethanol based usage of 100% ethanol based usage? Can we say, we have come out with the system, okay, by next 3 years down the line, just fit the system to our Maruti 100, which will work for 100% ethanol. Can we come out with the system? That is where we have to use our innovation. The challenges have to be converted into an opportunity, and then try to see how we can become a carbon neutral nation, how we can reduce the bill, so that our current account deficit will come down, our inflation has come down, will come down. See, we have come out of the innovative, wonderful products that we all have it in our hand and in our home, but do we have a robotic system designed and developed to clear the drainage blockage, where many lives are being reported to be lost? Can we come out with a system of a maybe unmanned aerial vehicle which can just fly down on our all the streets and all the lakes which is completely infested with the plastic waste, which can be sucked into by just sending us a GPS tracked unmanned aerial vehicle which can just fly the low level flying, which can suck everything and get into a feeder, which can convert the plastic into a for plastic roads or a biogas generation. What are the challenges that we face in our country today? Can we come out, list all the challenges that we are facing today, and then try to see how a technology can be used, how a technology, a new innovation can be developed to address the issues. Foreigners are working to give solution to our Indians. Can Indians work to give solution to our own challenges? That is the question. There are many robots. You can just here go to internet. What are the robots are used for healthcare industry, for education industry, for industrial air pollution, for military, for navy and police. Everything is there. But we have to, there is an essential need for us to think and debate and try to come out innovative solutions for the challenges that we are facing on a day-to-day basis. And that has to be implementable. Throwable spice pods have come in. So send the spice pods and then kill the terrorist. It is there. It has come in. But what is the point in working on which has been already developed? So let us all, my main theme of talk is to try to see how we can make a difference in the life of a common man. And that is going to create a sense of belongingness and sense of growth. So ultimately, a robotics, it has to be self-reliant, it has to be adaptable, it has to be self-controlled, and it has to be sensible, and it has to perceive the environment, and it has to take an action, and it has to ensure that the designated operation is carried out well. And that should be our goal in achieving. Whether IIT or engineering colleges, we have 540 engineering colleges. There is a technology available to plug the tree and then replant it somewhere else. But when we do entire golden quadrilateral, we lost 400 years worth of trees. There is a connectivity. The connectivity has to come in from the technology to the policy and the implementation. So when all the things go together, then only the technology is useful to the humanity. And that's what I feel we strongly propose. And that kind of a technology solution has to come in from the institution like IIT, institution like a number of engineering colleges. Whenever I used to go to address the engineering colleges and other universities, I used to say, now you very well know, because of the employment gap or the lack of employment opportunities, our engineering colleges is not become attractive now. All the arts and science colleges become attractive. So common people will simply say whether it is bankable or not. This education is bankable or not. But unless we come out with the technology and the solution which can help our engineers to create our own entrepreneurship and then try to provide a common solution to our people. We have 1.25 billion people. If our engineering colleges can come out with the systems and the technologies development in association with the industry, then certainly engineering education becomes an attractive proposition. If you rely on a foreign BPO or IT services business alone, then it is very difficult. Yesterday, one person came from the automobile industry from the our Chennai suburbs, and we discussed. I asked him, what is your investment? He said 2,000 crores. What you got from government? We got government free land, we got power, we got everything. How many people you are giving employment? 1,700 people you are giving employment. What is the value added employment you are giving? Our diploma guys are getting 15,000 to 20,000. Engineering guys are getting 30 to 40,000. And that is a good employment. Then I asked him one question. Instead of government giving to you 2,000 crores and giving the land free, electricity free, and everything free, as per the 12th planning commission document, it is enlisted that 1 crore of investment in agro food processing sector will give you 30 direct employment and 45 indirect employment. So 2,000 crore if you invest without giving land free, asking the farmers to use their own land and set up the agro food processing industry, then 2,000 crore into 30, how many people you can give employment? I don't know maths. Tell me. 60,000. 60,000 people you can give employment. Out of which 40% you can give value added employment to our own engineers. Then 45,000 people will get indirect employment. So our country is going to focus only on agro food processing industry. So dear friends, I request all of you, please get geared up to come out with innovative systems and solutions and products which can meet the agriculture food processing industry, the water industry, the energy industry, and then infrastructure industry. And if you are able to, this conference, able to put a seed on each and every one of you that I can do it, then certainly India will do it. Thank you. I have not got any roses, I think. You are about to come. Any questions? For finishing it. Yes, sir.
Actually, since I am from auto industry, I have to defend auto industry. So don't get offended. That auto industry generate cascading effect in the sense we are not an independent industry. Like we have suppliers. The suppliers on an average employ about 500 people. We have dealers. Dealers employ on an average about 100 people. It's not that only on 2,000 crore, 1,700 people. For example, Hyundai, if we take, in Hyundai itself, we have about 9,000 regular people and supporting people another 10,000. And including our vendor and dealer, we will have about more than 100,000 people. So automobile industry is an indication of how strong an economy is, for example, because you need an auto industry also to support agri industry, and agri industry also needs service industry like transport industry to support movement of the goods or whatever it is. It's all interconnected. Maybe without running down auto industry, maybe agro industry should be developed, not at the cost of any other industry, because agro industry is also a problematic industry because it consumes a lot of water. Probably through your innovation, if we can have an agro industry without any water, that is the best thing. But otherwise, all these experts say that agricultural will become will not be viable because water availability in the future. All those things, just for mentioning about each industry needs another industry for survival, not at the cost of another industry.
I fully agree with you. It's a very good question, not only question, but he defended himself. The problem is, India, the core competence of India is agriculture, but the contribution to GDP from agriculture has come down to 17%. The problem is, if you do not have a customer to serve where your car can be deployed, the situation is going to arise one day. There is no productivity. You can't compete with Japan and China and USA on electronics industry. You already lost. That is not your core competence. We have ITI. If ITI would have been the real impetus, it should have begun the manufacturing hub for a mobile phone industry. It should have been. No, because we have already lost the game. But our core competence is only agriculture. Unless you empower agriculture, if you empower agriculture, then automobile industry is needed. If you empower agriculture, then you need water industry. You empower agriculture, then you need other transportation and logistics industry. Without empowering agriculture, where do you serve it? If you, without customer, only consumers cannot alone cannot do it. We can have 4 cars in our Delhi. If you go, every house have 4 cars, but there is no parking place. As you rightly said, parking is a big problem. Everybody has, but there is, see, our point of view, we have 540 engineering colleges in, 575 I think so, engineering colleges in Tamil Nadu alone. But how many seats get filled up? How many engineers getting jobs? How many engineers are getting absorbed by our automobile industry in this country? Everybody is absorbed only for IT and IT BPO services, and they are happy. So we need an innovation ecosystem in agriculture, agro-food processing, in manufacturing and in the service industry and service sector. So that is why a kind of an integrated policy which is needed in this country to have all the sector grow together. So for the other sector to survive, manufacturing and industry and the service sector to survive, we need a base and core industry of agriculture has to thrive. And that is the major focus. That's what my intention. We can produce engineers. 40% of engineers can go and work for MNCs and service sector industries. But we need 60% of our engineers, we need to deploy into agriculture and agro-food processing industry and systems and products which can feed and which can help, which can increase the GDP contribution from agriculture and food processing industry from 17% to 50%. When we achieve that, certainly car industry will flourish, transportation industry will flourish, logistic industry will flourish, and all the other service sector will flourish. That is what my point of view, nothing against one industry or the other industry. I hope you understand. Yes.
Since you talk on most of the policy matters, MHRD and many other ministries provides projects or the research for the professors. In turn, they provide a very good product. Okay. However, our government is not implementing those products into practicalities, or they are not marketing it. Instead, for example, ATM, one of the professors from IIT Chennai has developed a low-cost ATM, but we are not marketing it. Till we buy the product from outside. How are we going to, why do we invest then on the research? How are we going to take our own research into a product, at least in India?
It's correct. I think that is the major drawback, and certainly this kind of a policy, what I am talking about, an innovation ecosystem, is nothing, not only design and develop a product, but also market it to our own people, or to adopt our own government. Many of the innovations are simply lying idle, or simply lying unutilized. That's what, see, that is why our country is not celebrating the innovation. Our country is not celebrating our own success. So we need a great political ecosystem to celebrate the success of our own engineers and scientists. So then only the policy, this kind of policy will be applicable. See, in 2004, when there was a general election, parliament election was there, Dr. Kalam is not able to move outside for 3 months because of code of conduct. When he asked me, what we will do? 3 months we can't go. We can't simply sit 7 days ukara mudiyadu. So we have to do something. Then he said, so we lost our bus in electronics industry. We lost industrial revolution. We lost everything. But we should not lose the nanoscience and technology revolution. We have to become the forerunner, front runner. Then he said, okay, let us work together. Let us work for next 40 days and let us come out to the roadmap what India should do in nanoscience and technology. Then I started talking to our ministers and science and technology and other funding ministries to find out how much you have spent on nanoscience and technology development. Then immediately we got a report, 200 crores we have spent. I said, okay, fine, good. I think they are doing great. Then I told Dr. Kalam, sir, 200 crores they have spent. You funny guy, you ask how much they have spent individually, he told me, because he knows. Then I asked how much you have spent individually and what projects you have given. Then I got a big list. More than 100 institutions, they have given 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 90,000 for nanoscience and technology development for India. How can you develop, how can you envision a nanoscience and technology development will happen in that? Then we are very fed up. Then I asked industry people, contacted industry people to find out who are all working. Some guy is working on a packaging industry. Some guy is working on a nano-material industry in Sivagasi. One guy is working in a packaging industry in Calcutta. So like that, a individual entrepreneur who wanted to really contribute, he is working without the support of the government, right? Then we called industry guys, then we called university guys, then we called ministries. Then I also got a report from Dash Bank, who has come out with the Nanoscience and Technology World Report. We paid $5,000 and we got the report. Then I called individually industry and academy, everybody we called. Then we had a discussion, we formed a brainstorming group. And each and nanoscience and technology, nanomaterials, nanocomposites, nanoelectronics, nano devices, then capacity building. 5-6 group we have formed. Then all the top scientists and the top leaders from the scientific organizations have joined together. We had a brainstorming session for 30 days. And the last day we conducted a conference. Dr. Kalam came and inaugurated. Then he gave us a task that by end of evening I need a roadmap and how much fund you need for this nanoscience and technology conference. Then we all discussed, brainstormed. Then end of the day we come out to the roadmap. To start with, 15 years roadmap for science and nanoscience and technology, how to build the capacity building in the colleges to the universities and the institutions, and how to create a center of excellences across the country in these areas, and how to empower our researchers to work with the industry to come out with the joint venture program, so that if a industry contributes 50% of the fund, suppose I assume $100 million, then government will contribute $100 million. Then how to do that? So all the mechanism we evolved, then submitted a report. Then never before in the history, Rashtrapati Bhavan has been used to give a banquet for scientists. Dr. Kalam gave a banquet to scientists. And all the scientists gave a banquet. He called the Science and Technology Minister, he called MHRD Minister, he called the Planning Commission Vice Chairman. And then he gave a banquet, and then after that he gave the complete report and told him, to start with this 15 years roadmap, we need 15,500 crores. He gave it. Within a week, government sanctioned 500 crores. Then within 2 months, they have sanctioned 1,000 crores. So money is not a matter. It is a question of how the vision and the mission and then carrying it forward. That is what matters. So it is the lack of, not only from the government point of view, but also from the institutional point of view, but the industry point of view also. So we need, that is why I told you, we need a political ecosystem to help and grow the innovation ecosystem from the institution. Thank you.